Yo, what's up, guys? Great win for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight, defeating the Florida Panthers 4-1. Now, guys, how are we feeling about this game tonight by the Toronto Maple Leafs? Another fantastic effort tonight by the Maple Leafs. Another great performance by them. One of the best performances of the season, I would say, other than the New Jersey game where the Leafs won a couple games ago. Just a fantastic performance by the Maple Leafs. Now, obviously, we saw Austin Matthews getting honored tonight for breaking the Leafs' all-time goal-scoring record. Of course, Matt Sundin was in attendance. Great to see Matt Sundin and Matthews taking a picture together with the two pucks. Seeing Sundin in Toronto is always great. Former captain, the captain through my childhood. Always great to see him in Toronto and Matthews and him embracing together. It was a beautiful moment in Leafs history, guys, I would say. But the Leafs did a great job starting off this hockey game tonight. My God, the Leafs were flying tonight. Matthews was playing great with McMahon and Domi again. We saw more production tonight from the line of Waugh, Cowan, and Robertson. Another great job by them. We saw some production tonight from Nyes, Tavares, and Michelli as well. So a lot of production from everybody tonight, guys. Really spectacular game by the Leafs. The Leafs had some fantastic opportunities in the first period. Matthews had a breakaway. He also had another opportunity on the 2-on-1. Matthews could have easily had two goals in that first period. Leafs had a power play. Robertson had a great chance on the power play. The power play was looking crisp again, and a lot of people are starting to say, including myself, what the hell was Mark Savard doing the last year and a half with the Leafs on this power play? It just looks completely different. The puck is moving with some zip. The player movement is a lot better on the power play. More opportunities on net. Just really positive things to see from the power play, even though the Leafs went 0 for 2 tonight on the power play. But other than that, Leafs had a lot of great chances. And then after the first goal of the game was just a spectacular goal. Riley brings the puck in, drops it for Nick Waugh. Nick Waugh makes a great pass to Nick Robertson. And then Nick Robertson with a great cross-crease pass to Easton Cowan. Cowan finishes off just a spectacular goal by the Maple Leafs. That line there has been really productive the last 2 to 3 games, 4 games, guys. So they've been really good. Getting another goal there, guys. That line had 4 points at Waugh with 2 assists. Robertson with the assist. And obviously Cowan with the goal. So really great goal by the Leafs there to score a goal. 24 seconds left in the first period there, guys. Really huge for the momentum going into the second period. And as we saw, the Maple Leafs carried that momentum in the second period. Not even a minute into the second, Stetcher throws the puck on net. Nyes is in front of the net there with the tip to be Bobrovsky to make it 2-0. Great tip by Matthew Nyes to get in front of the net there. That's what we want to see from Nyes. You get in front of the net there, with that big body of his, screen the goalie, get that stick out. That is a prototypical Matthew Nyes goal. Great goal by him to extend the Leafs lead to 2-0, guys. Just a beautiful goal by him. And then Nyes wasn't done, obviously. Not too long later, of course, Matthew Nyes, man, this guy here, what a beast he is. An absolute freight train, to say the least, guys. Nyes getting that puck in front of the net, using his strength. Beautiful spin back pass to Austin Matthews, who's wide open in front. Taps it in, guys. His 422nd goal for the Maple Leafs, guys. Great goal by Austin. 7 goals in 5 games. He has really turned the corner for the Maple Leafs at the right time, guys. What a pass by Nyes. Great finish by Austin. Leafs take a 3-0 lead, a commanding 3-0 lead. And then the Leafs were just so impressive, winning all the 50-50 puck battles, throwing the body. We saw Max Domi get into a fight with Ekblad in the first period. This is what we want to see from the Maple Leafs. Clean breakouts, winning 50-50 battles, throwing the body, getting shots on net. It was fantastic to see, guys, through the first and second period. The Leafs were dominant over Florida for those 2 periods. The Leafs had even more opportunities to make it more than a 3-0, guys. More than 2 to 3 chances, to say the least. And then we got some bullshit after, as we saw, with Scott Laughton getting cross-checked from behind like that. Absolutely ridiculous by the referee. He's standing right there watching Laughton get hit. Doesn't call the penalty, of course. And even if he did, there wouldn't have been a call from that dummy George Peros. As we all know, that Florida gets the special treatment because they're the back-to-back Cup champs. Shit like that. Listen, it was a bullshit non-call. An absolute ridiculous non-call. The ref is a jackass. He's blind, even though he's right bloody there. I don't blame Laughton for being pissed. I'm a little bit more annoyed that no Leaf players went to defend Laughton and fight the bloody guy, fight the guy who hit Laughton. But it is what it is. Those are things that piss me off. I do wish some guys did get to a scrap there from what happened. Lawton was pissed off, obviously. Wanted to know who the hell it was. There was some chirping at the end of the second period. Of course, there was, obviously. But listen, guys, at the end of the day, the Leafs were in control of that game, up 3-0 after 2 periods, doing a really good job, really frustrating Florida. As we can see, Florida was doing some dirty shit as well. They were going to try to get somebody eliminated from this game, of course, after what we saw happen with Stolarz in the playoffs, of course. But the Leafs did a great job those 2 periods. Now, the third period obviously wasn't the best. Florida did dominate playing that third period, but I thought the Leafs did control the game, did some great things defensively, of course, not to get themselves into trouble. I thought Joe Wall was fantastic in that period, guys. Other than that shit goal he gave up, obviously he's going to want that back, but Wall made like 16 saves in that third period, guys. He was fantastic in that third period, did a really good job, made 22 of 23 saves tonight, guys. He was spectacular in that third, like I mentioned. So you can't complain about the third, even though there are some things that I would like the Leafs to shore up. Maybe obviously get another goal early in the third period instead of waiting to the end where it was 3-1. Of course, got a little bit tight there. McMahon is able to score the empty net winner there, the empty net goal there, of course, making it 4-1 for the Leafs to close the game out. Just really impressive win for the Maple Leafs tonight, guys. And listen, I understand they got no Barkov and no Tkachuk, but we have no Nylander and Tanev and Stolarz, and we play like this. And if the Leafs play like this moving forward, there's no reason why, like I've been saying in past videos, why they cannot go on a consistent run of form like they've been doing right now. 6 straight games with a point, 6 straight wins on home, guys. That this is fantastic stuff to see by the Maple Leafs. You're playing consistent hockey. You're chipping away at the lead there in the division, guys. Leafs now have 47 points. You surpassed Florida tonight, which is great to see. The Leafs are starting to find their game. So is Matthews. They're starting to find some chemistry on lines, like I mentioned with Cowan, Waugh, and Robertson. Matthews, Domi, and McMahon have been great. Michelli, Nyes, and Tavares have been playing some decent hockey as of late, guys. Brandon Carlo returned tonight, which is also great to see. I thought he played well tonight. 17 minutes of play with Riley was good. Stetcher and Ekman Larson were solid. I didn't even think Ben Moore and Myers were bad either tonight, guys. Just a very good collective win tonight for the Maple Leafs, guys. Really shut down Florida when they had to. Florida didn't have very much those 2 periods. That was due to the Leafs forechecking, getting out of their zones quick enough, forcing Bobrovsky into making saves when the Leafs were pressing in Florida's end. So they were doing some fantastic things tonight in this game tonight for the Maple Leafs that we want to see consistently moving forward. Nick Robertson's got 6 points in his last 7 games. He's been playing some great hockey, probably some of the best hockey in his career to date, guys. Nick Waugh threw some big hits in the first period, got 2 assists, like I mentioned. He's playing some solid hockey. I even think Michelli's playing well. He made a great pass, a couple great passes, one specific pass to the corner. Bobrovsky made the save there, of course. So things are looking good for the Leafs, guys. They're starting to play, they're starting to have a style of play that is effective and works. And it's something that Berube has been wanting them to do, and they have obviously not done it all year, guys. Obviously they were not good the first 3 months of the season, but now you're starting to see them turn a corner after firing Savard, bringing in Steve Sullivan. Matthews is starting to turn a corner. Other guys as well are starting to turn a corner. Everything is going in the right direction. But listen, this is the Leafs. We got to take it a game at a time. They're on a good run of games right now. This can all stop in a week or two. We don't know. But as long as they continue to play this way, they will continue to get points. They will continue to play good hockey if they continue like this, guys. Nyes is playing great after having a bit of a blimp in December. Matthews obviously wasn't great either. Domi wasn't great either. But these guys are starting to play better, of course, now barring obviously the loss to the Islanders. Guys, you won 4 of your last 5 accumulated points in all those games, like I mentioned. You got to play the Flyers, who also won tonight. That's another tough game for a wild card spot as well. So Leafs got some tough games coming up. You got Colorado coming up, Utah, Vancouver. You got, like I mentioned, Philly. These are games the Leafs have to take seriously. You got to win every game now. Every game now is very meaningful going into this final stretch before the playoffs. So the Leafs got to continue playing this way. Continue the consistency. Continue the great play. Guys, throw the body, man. Just stay physical and do not fall off of that game, because if they do, they're going to get themselves into trouble. But the way they played tonight, man, was great to see. The breakouts was great. Everything was good tonight. There are no complaints other than the third, like I mentioned. You know, obviously you want the Leafs to play a little bit more crisp in the third period, not let Florida have so many opportunities to find a way back into the hockey game. But guys, great win for the Maple Leafs tonight, guys. You know, things are looking up for the Leafs. Taking a game at a time right now. We'll see how they play against the Philadelphia Flyers, guys, on Thursday. We'll love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on how the Maple Leafs are playing right now. McMahon's playing great as well right now. A point in 4 straight games. He's really turned a corner as of late. When Willie Nylander gets back, I would expect maybe Willie to play with Matthews and McMahon. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, their chemistry's been really good. It's going to be difficult to see where Berube slots in Joshua and Nylander. That's going to be interesting to see when we get Jake McCabe back, of course, who's up for a week or so. Losing McCabe hurts. Thank God we got Carlo back, or else we would have had to play Thrun in this game probably, or Benning. So luckily enough, Carlo's back. You get McCabe back in a week. You can put McCabe with probably maybe OEL or Stetcher. You keep OEL you can keep OEL with Stetcher. There's a lot of things that the Maple Leafs can do. You leave Riley with Carlo right now. Things are looking very good for the Leafs right now. They just got to get healthier, and then we'll see how this team is fully healthy, and let's see what run they can go on, guys. But, guys, we'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this game tonight, guys, against the Florida Panthers. You know, it's always satisfying seeing the Leafs beat the Panthers, you know, because obviously the Panthers have caused a lot of frustration, anger, and heartbreak regarding us Leafs the last few years, of course, guys. But this was a positive win tonight for the Leafs, despite the refs being a bunch of jackasses again tonight. We obviously know that. Other than that, though, fantastic win for the Leafs tonight, guys. We'll love to hear your comments and thoughts on this game. So click like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Leafs, go as always, guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Leafs Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.